Hey, my name's Tina. I'm just jumping on to share a little bit about my journey and how I began working here with Jay at Renew Health Retreats. So it was 2016, I believe, around there. So a couple of years prior to that date, I started going through some deep depression and anxiety. It got to a point where it was completely controlling every aspect of my life. I was really struggling with the day-to-day stuff. You know, I'd get out of bed and put that mask on and hide my feelings and emotions from my friends and my families, my colleagues. You know, I tried to hide it so that nobody knew what I was going through. I couldn't be judged. I couldn't be, spoken to about it. It was the last thing I wanted to do was, talk to people about, these dark feelings and emotions that were trapped inside. I felt alone, like so alone, and lonely, even though, I was surrounded by people like, my partner and my kids were here with me every day, and I still felt alone, because I didn't share what was going on inside me. I just tried to get on with life the best I could. There were days where I couldn't get myself off the couch or out of bed, and I'd make up excuses like I had a migraine or I wasn't feeling well, to hide, what was really going on. And my life just spiraled down further and further down, this dark hole. And yeah, it got to a point where I was at my rock bottom, my complete bottom. It's the lowest point I've ever been in my whole life. So much of my childhood past was coming up and triggering me, at a very traumatic upbringing. And yeah, it just got to a point where I was ready to jump. I was ready to end my life and put everybody else out of misery, because who wants to be around a sad person who doesn't enjoy life? Well, that was the mindset I was in at the time. And so I took myself off to the garage, and I was this close to taking my life. And at that moment, I didn't realize, but my partner was in the garage. I thought he was out surfing, but thankfully he'd come home to switch over his surfboard, so he was just accidentally there at the very moment that I had gone in there. It's that moment that I will be forever grateful for. It was that moment that I made the decision to fight for my life again, to put my past in the past, and to move beyond the triggers and the trauma and the depression and the sadness, and put my children first and myself first and my family first, and truly live life for them, because they deserved to have a mum who was there. So even though that was my very lowest point in my life, it's also a time in my life that I'm probably the most grateful for, because if it wasn't for that moment and Pete being in the garage at that moment and helping me when I needed help, my journey would have had a completely different ending. So moving on from there, I'd done all the things, went to the doctors, went to the therapists, and I started medication, and all the traditional things that just felt like they weren't working for me. I knew I needed something deeper. I knew I needed something that had more meaning for my life. And so I went searching, and I came across Jay's retreats over in Bali, Renew Your Life, and it was, the easiest decision I'd had in a long time. And I booked the retreat straight away and went over on the very next one that I could get to. And everyone around me just thought I was going off on this luxurious holiday. But the reality of it is that holiday was a very life-changing and pivotal point in my life, because it was there that I started learning different tools and understanding how my past triggers and my mindset and my belief systems all shape our reality, and how with the tools and with the techniques we can change that. We can change the way they control our life and really have a life that is working for us in the way that we want it to be working. A big thing that I remember from that retreat was that my mental illness and different things that I was going through aren't who I am. They don't define me. I am not that, but they are just symptoms that I'm experiencing at the moment, and symptoms are something that you can easily let go of. So with that mindset, that's carried on throughout my journey, knowing that, this stuff doesn't define me. It's not who I am. It's just something I'm experiencing in this present moment. So after retreat, I applied all the tools that Jay taught me. I brought in so much mindfulness into my life, but I still needed more. I needed more, because my journey, it was I guess a fairly slow journey to be able to sort of feel like myself again. I really jumped into learning a lot about my mind and my body, and how my moods are affected by different things in life. I was looking at triggers. I was looking at, what happens when my kids come home, and and just putting different things in place so that I didn't get overwhelmed, and I didn't get triggered, and I didn't get stressed as much as I used to. So after that, I really started learning a lot more techniques and tools to put in my own toolbox. I was then certified as a fast EFT practitioner, so I could do tapping on myself. I then done a spiritual life coach course, so I can try and help myself through just through life in general, to give myself tools and different things to start applying goal setting and different things like that. I learned a lot of NLP techniques, which are really interesting and quite amazing actually. And so I done these things because I was the type of person who I didn't want to share my journey with a lot of people. I wanted to do it by myself. I get a lot of, satisfaction knowing that I've done something for myself. So that's why I jumped in and done all this different self-development. After that, I started learning more spiritual things. So I was doing Reiki and spinal flow and crystal healing. And yeah, I just absolutely fell in love with this work, and how, through sharing these things, how it helped other people feel a lot better as well. The opportunity came up to go and work with Jay. So it really was a point in my life that I realized that I had come full circle. I'd gone in meeting Jay at Renew when I was deep in depression, suffering really badly with anxiety. I couldn't even talk to people. I could barely even, talk to my family. That's how severe my anxiety was. To, doing all this self-development and building up my own toolbox so that I could help myself and, be present for my kids, and then starting to share this with other people. And now, being in a position where I'm part of the Renew team. I'm part of, you know, making an impact in other people's lives who are going through the same thing as I have, and, you know, continue to go through. Like, I do feel like mental health is not something that you just get over and, you know, it'll never creep back in. Just like going to the gym, you know, you've got to go to the gym and you've got to, you know, continue to go and continue to exercise to maintain that healthy body. With mental illness, I believe, you know, you got to show up for yourself. You've got to apply the tools and techniques, and you've got to do the work and show up for yourself each and every day so that the mental illness doesn't creep back in. Because it is a choice. At the end of the day, it's a big choice that we've got to make each and every day. Like, do we want to go forward or do we want to go backwards? And at Renew, we really do nurture and support our guests, because we know the struggle that you're going through, and, you know, we really are there as a lifeline. You know, we help you, you know, put that ladder down the hole, and we're there to support you for every single step of that ladder run that you're taking. So every step that you take, you know, we're there and we're nurturing you and we're holding you and we're supporting you and we're giving the tools that you need at that point in your life. And then when you're ready to take that next step up, you know, you're still on that step, and, you know, you're supported, and yeah, we're there to cheerlead you on and to support you through this journey and to give you the tools that are really powerful and really life-changing. So yeah, it's a really inspiring to be here now, coming through what I've been through and applying the work, and knowing that, you know, everything that I've done for myself, I can now teach others to do for themselves. And then, you know, I just hope that, you know, for every person that we help, it is a ripple, like, because yeah, even if you just go off and, you know, share one little tool or one little piece of knowledge or wisdom with somebody else, and, you know, that's making an impact and a difference in their life. And that's my mission, is to just have a ripple effect and to help as many people as possible, and to know that you're not alone, and, you know, you've got a team that are here and willing to help you. And yeah, so I could just go on and ramble forever. So thank you for listening to my story, and if you have any questions, please reach out to Jay. And yeah, if you're considering jumping in and doing a retreat, I do highly recommend it. It really is life-changing, and yeah, it can make a big impact on your life. So I wish you all the best, and much love and gratitude to you.